Breaking news. Nigerian police declare we can't arrest Bianca Ojukwu or Willie's wife over fight at Soludo's inauguration. Hello, my wonderful people. Some lawyers in the country have been calling, and their cry has been the ladies needs to be arrested. Okay, the ladies needs to be arrested. Maybe one is wondering, Madam, what do you mean? What happened? Who fought or what happened? Now, Bianca Ojukwu is the wife, okay, of the late Ojukwu, okay, and a very prominent figure, especially a symbol of unity, in that area, especially in Igbo land. His wife is a well-respected lady, okay, and her husband formed a party that gave rise to Willie, and his wife, which they have successfully spent 8 years and have served in Anambra State. A new governor has been voted in, the former CBN governor. It was his inauguration. And so the inauguration was ongoing, and the wife of the governor all of a sudden stood from where she was sitting. The wife of the governor. She's the one who stood from where she was sitting, walked with her legs to the next seat area where Mrs. Ojukwu was sitting and was insulting her. And Mrs. Ojukwu in turn lifted her hands, and Boza was the next thing. If you watch the video, you will see for yourself. Now, people have been calling, that they should be arrested, blah, 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 blah. Even lawyers have been saying this matter must not go, unpunished. In an inauguration, let's get all the details. According to the Punch newspaper, there was a quarrel between the wife of the outgoing governor of Anambra State, Ebele Chukwu, and the widow of the late Chukwu Emeka Ojukwu, Bianca, during the inauguration of Soludo as the governor of Anambra State on Thursday, 17th of March, 2022. The the two engaged in a lock. The women were locked horns at the event on Thursday and even exchanged slap before cameras was able to truly investigate what was going on. And security agencies at the government house came immediately to settle the matter in the state capital and prevent the fight further from escalating from the two dignitaries, which exchanged into words exchange. Their fight had got so many talking in favor, either for or against. But activists like Deji Adeyanju has said Nigeria is a country where these two women should be arrested by the police for a breach of public peace. According to the activists, the two women were supposed to be of good conduct, example to young ladies present at that very inauguration, but failed to do so, even when being provoked or not being provoked. He said both of them are to be arrested immediately. Judging by what Deji has said, the two women failed to set good example for younger ladies to be able to carry themselves in such a decorum and environment. He said they should be arrested. However, Nigerian police have said they cannot arrest the dignitaries as the matter has been settled amicably, and the reason for the issue has been settled. The governor now of Anambra State has settled it and has said all is well. There is no need to escalate the matter any further. So this is what is happening. Some Nigerians are calling and saying, no, the matter has to, police have to come in. Some even gave example by saying if this has happened in a different environment, by different people in an inauguration of that kind of sort. He said, well, it would have cost something else. It would have cost something else in the sense that people would have come out to say, no, not acceptable at all. Not acceptable. Those people would have been dealt with. In fact, they'll be at the back of the cell not being dealt with. But when you look at the video very well, you will see the wife of the governor, the outgoing governor, walking. She was wearing pink. Okay, something pinkish. I may not be correct, but something pinkish. You look at the video very well, you see her walking. Okay, Mrs. Ojukwu was seated where she was. She was seated. She wasn't talking to A or B. She was just on her own, seated, observing the ceremony and the swearing in of the new governor. But all of a sudden, okay, all of a sudden, somebody walked up to her, and as she turned, it was abusive words that were just coming, that were just flowing. Before she could say, Jack Robinson, what is going on? Here it is. Before she could say what's going on, I mean, she just gave the lady a slap. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. We're in a public setting. Behave yourself. you know. So Nigerians are calling, some are saying there are two different laws in Nigeria. What is good for the goose is good for the gangas. If it was a different circumstances, two different people, the matter wouldn't have been the way they are talking about it now. And they should first of all arrest the two ladies. The two ladies you want to arrest, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu was sitting on her own. Okay, she was sitting on her own. And governor's wife, Mrs. Ebere Chukwu, came to where she was seated. Okay, because they say action begins reaction. The action will begot reaction. She was seated, she was minding her business, watching the ceremony, observing what was going on, and all of a sudden, somebody walks up to her and started calling her names in a public setting. If she had not slapped that lady, nobody would have known that she was being, treated that way. We need to be careful how we treat people. If her husband was alive, I don't think anybody would just walk up to her and go and say one word to her or the other. Okay? So this is what is going on. This is what is happening. And, you know, and we need to pick it up and begin to make a real difference and begin to make something fresh and different from what has always been before. Okay? The governor now of Anambra State, has said there is no need for any escalation. Okay, there's no need for any escalation, but rather, he said he has settled it amicably. He has settled it amicably, and but the only thing there is that forever, whenever this anniversary is being recorded, that matter must come up. That something like this happened. It will always come up again and again. That is what has gone on. That's one thing that has gone on. It will always be on record that such a thing happened. You see, please leave us a comment. Don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. God bless you. Have a lovely and a fantastic day. From us, it's bye for now. Bye.